Good morning, kindergartners. My name is Brianna Houts, and I am with the Lee County Extension Office. If you've ever heard of 4-H, Head, Heart, Hands, and Health, the Lee County Fair, those are some of the things that I help put on for our program. But I also do some school programs, just like I am going to be doing with you. Today, we are going to be talking about Pick a Better Snack. So when you get home from school, what are some things that you like to eat? Do you like to eat candy bars, cookies, chips, things like that? Or do you eat fruits, vegetables? That's what we're going to talk about each month when I come in to talk to you. So I know this year is going to be different, and usually I come into your classrooms, but this year it's going to be hopefully a little bit different, and we will be doing videos with you guys, and hopefully a couple times during the year I'll be able to zoom in with you while you guys do your taste testing. That is what we are going to do. We're going to talk about a fruit or a vegetable each month, and it will change. So one month we'll talk about a fruit, one month we'll talk about a vegetable, and then we'll go ahead and do that. Now, I will start off by saying we are in a no yuck zone. So anything that we talk about, we don't say yuck, we don't say gross, ooh, things like that. As we are taste testing, we don't say things like that as well. And if we don't like it after we taste test it, we very quietly get up and spit it in the trash can and ask to go get a drink. So if you don't like it, we ask that you be respectful as we are doing our taste testing. And I will definitely go over those rules again with you as we get closer to our taste testing. But first, we're just going to go ahead and start talking about things. So I have something here. Does anybody know what this is? If you guessed a cantaloupe, you were right. So what is a cantaloupe? We will get more into details on that here in just a little bit, but we will be talking about a fruit this month. So we will be able to start off with a fruity snack for you guys today. Now, I do have a question for you. There are a lot of fruits and vegetables available in the grocery store and farmer's market over the summer. Who asked a grown-up to buy a fruit or vegetable for them? Awesome! That's great to know. So, who would you like to share about going to a farmer's market? Tell your teacher about your fun experience at the farmer's market. Teachers, you can go ahead and pause the video right now if you would like to talk about this. Or, did any of you have a garden over the summer? What did you pick out of your garden? What were some of your favorite fruits and vegetables that you tried? You will have many chances to sample a variety of fruits and vegetables over the next coming months during your school year. So we will be sending fruits and vegetables each month for you guys to try. Now, as we get into our cantaloupe, when you are at the store looking for a watermelon, you want to make sure that it is heavy for its size. No cuts or bruises. It all looks pretty uniform. And the stem should give with gentle pressure. So if you pull on that, it should give away a little bit. Now, what is something that you should always do before starting to cut up or prepare anything? Wash your hands. Yes, we always wash our hands before we do anything with food preparation. Your next thing that you would do is you'd wash your melon that you just picked out. Now, After you've had it under the running water and you've gotten it all washed off of dirt, debris, bacteria, things like that, you can go ahead and set it on a clean area, say a clean cutting board or a clean plate. And then using a clean knife, you can go ahead and you can start with the help of an adult cutting it up. Usually to get it started, I would suggest having an adult help you get started. And then if they feel comfortable with you helping out with a knife, that is great. But if they don't, go ahead and just watch them, how they cut up the melon. So, store your cut sections in the refrigerator once you get it all cut up. So put it in an airtight container, like a Tupperware container or something like that. Now, getting more in depth on talking about a cantaloupe can range in size from 1 to 10 pounds. 10 pounds is a lot. Cantaloupe and honeydew, which is a lot like a cantaloupe, which is a melon as well, have a hollow cavity that is filled with seeds inside. So if I would cut this in half, it would look something like this. That is what it would look like inside. So if we had this cut in half, you would see the seeds in the middle, so the adult would take a spoon and scoop them out so that they aren't in there anymore. And watermelons are sometimes the same, but they don't have a hollow space inside. They have little black seeds throughout that usually you pick out and throw away while you're eating. So that is another melon as well that you guys have eaten. I hope you have eaten a lot of watermelon, cantaloupe, or honeydew because they are all great options for a snack during the summer. They are cool, they are refreshing, and they have some great water in them that helps us. And watermelon is the most common melon consumed in the United States by weight than a cantaloupe or honeydew. Now, why do you think that is? Does a watermelon look this size? No, actually a watermelon is bigger. It's about double this size, so it would be about this big. So yes, melons are a great thing to have in the summer, especially when you pull them out of the fridge and you've been outside playing. You've got a cool, nice watermelon that also gives you some water. Now, before we go any farther, we are going to do an activity. So, as you guys are getting up, I want you to find an area that you can spread your arms out and you are not touching anybody. So spread out around the classroom. So we are going to do some sports galore. Now, I've got some directions. I'm going to call out some things that you guys are going to mimic. So, we're talking about sports now. Shooting a jump shot. Shoot a jump shot. Running through tires. You're running through the tires. Batting a baseball. How about serving a tennis ball? So serving a tennis ball. And downhill skiing, if anybody's ever been skiing before. How about spiking a volleyball? Swinging a golf club? Throwing a football? Juggling a soccer ball? So you'd be going like this with your feet, kind of in the same area. Shooting an arrow? How about shooting a hockey puck? So you'd kind of be golfing a little bit, but tapping that hockey puck into the goal. How about swimming underwater? I'm sure a lot of you did that this summer. Fielding a ground ball and throwing it to first base. How about dunking a basketball? Now, what we're going to do is I am going to shout out some of those and you guys get to do it. So there's lots of different things, so I hope you remember what we talked about. How about batting a baseball? How about throwing a football? How about swimming underwater? Shooting a jump shot? Golfing? Dunking a basketball? Fielding a ground ball and throwing it to first base? Downhill skiing? How about running through the tires? How about juggling a soccer ball? Remember going like this with your feet? And lastly, let's say shooting an arrow. All right, so that is some fun activities that we are able to move around, and so hopefully we can sit through the rest of this activity. So back to our watermelon or our cantaloupe. Some fun facts about a cantaloupe. Melons grow on the surface of the ground on a trailing vine. They grow, where do you think they grow? Actually, they grow in Iowa. So, this is the vine. This is the leaf of the vine. You have your bud of the flower and your flower, and so your bud will be what actually turns into your watermelon. So that is what it looks like with a melon on the vine. So I want you guys, while you guys are sitting in your chairs, I want you to wave your arms like a vine. So that is what a watermelon or cantaloupe and a honeydew all grow on. All melons grow on vines. Now, flowers on a melon vine need to be pollinated. Does anybody know what pollinated is? How about we call it visited by bees? The bees have to visit the melons, whether it be watermelon, honeydew, or cantaloupe, to pollinate them and make your melon grow. If we didn't have bees, we wouldn't have a lot of these fruits, vegetables, things like that. They help us grow a lot of food that we eat. Now, cantaloupes also have some other names. Does anybody know what they would be called? Have you ever heard of a muskmelon? How about rock melons? Now, those are some other names for a cantaloupe. Now, China produces the most cantaloupes in the world. The United States is the 5th largest producer, with over half of those grown in California. So, if teachers want to show you on a map where California is, what kind of temperature do you guys think California has? They can probably grow cantaloupes all year round. Now, I will visit your class this year to talk about this and talk about being healthy. That's why we do an activity and we'll talk about healthy foods. We'll do some fun activities. We'll move around. We'll taste a fruit and vegetable each month. And we have some things that we want to talk about. We'll talk about our health connection, which we'll do that now. Cantaloupe is an excellent source of vitamin C to help you ward off germs and keep you healthy. So, as we go along through the year, we have different symbols that we do as we talk about each of these. Now, we are going to do a defense shield for vitamin C, which is crossing your arms across your chest to protect yourself from all those nasty viruses, the flu, anything that is going around. So that is something that we will talk about. So anytime I say defense shield, because there are quite a few fruits and vegetables that actually have vitamin C in them, you and I say defense shield, I want you to remember to cross your arms. And we'll remind you each time. Don't worry if you forget. Now, cantaloupe is also an excellent source of vitamin A. It is one of the highest among the fruits, which is important for your eyesight. Yes, so your eyesight, vitamin A is going to help you with your eyesight. We're going to put on super goggles. So make your circles and put them around your eyes. We're making super goggles for vitamin A because it helps our eyesight. And cantaloupe is a great thing to help your eyesight. Now, cantaloupe is also good in fiber, which is good for your digestion system, and it helps you feel full longer. So what do you think when we talk about digestion system, what do you think we're going to do? Rub our tummies. Yes, it's very good for us to have the fiber to help us digest our food and keep our bodies going. So, honeydew and watermelon are also good sources of vitamin C. So what did we say vitamin C was? Our defense shield. Yes, great guys. That is it. So, those are our health connections for our cantaloupe or honeydew watermelon. So if you feel like you would like to try some of those, we were trying cantaloupe today, but you guys can also go home and try watermelon or honeydew if you guys haven't before. Now, what I want to talk about is we are going to do another activity. And it's Old MacDonald Had a Farm, cantaloupe style. So I'm going to read through the verses of Old MacDonald. Anybody know that song? Good. So what I want you to do for the first verse is I want you to pretend to carry a basket of cantaloupes. Then pretend to dig the ground and plant the seeds. Then you can skip in place. All right, for the second verse, we have 4. You're going to start out by skipping in place. Then you're going to pretend to carry a basket of cantaloupe again. Then you're going to squat to the ground and sprout up, so jump back up. And move hands until your hands are above your head, like you're growing. And then you're going to go back to skipping in place. And for the third verse, we're going to skip in place again, starting out. Then we're going to pretend to carry a basket of cantaloupes. And then we're going to pretend to eat them. And pretend to eat them. And then we're back to skipping in place. And for our fourth verse, we're going to start out by skipping in place and pretend to carry a basket of cantaloupe and pretend to eat and wipe the juice from our chin and back to skipping in place. All right, so are we ready? We'll do this really slow as we do it. So if you're standing around a desk, you won't hit anything. So be very careful when you're jumping around. And we're only staying in place, remember. Now, here we go. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had some cantaloupe, E-I-E-I-O. With plant seeds here and plant seeds there. Here seeds, there seeds, everywhere plant seeds. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. On this farm he grew some cantaloupe, E-I-E-I-O. With a sprout here and a sprout there. Here a sprout, there a sprout, everywhere a sprout. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. On this farm he grew some cantaloupe, E-I-E-I-O. With a munch here and a munch there. Here a munch, there a munch, everywhere a cantaloupe munch. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. On this farm he grew some cantaloupe, E-I-E-I-O. With a juicy bite here and a juicy bite there. Here a bite, there a bite, everywhere a juicy bite. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Great job, everybody. I hope you all had fun with that. I did. I like Old MacDonald had a farm. And that was just a fun thing that went with it. Now, we are getting ready for our taste test. So, if teachers would like, you are welcome to pause this video as we go along, because we always want to make sure that our hands are washed before we do any of our taste testing. So go ahead and go wash your hands or use hand sanitizer, whichever is most convenient, and then you can start the video back up. Now that you are back from washing your hands, thank you very much, because we always want to wash our hands before eating or drinking or preparing food, and also afterwards as well. Now for our taste test, we want you to be very brave and try it. We may bring something you've never tried before. We may have something that you've tried before. Now, I want you to, as we talked about in the beginning of the video, be very respectful of your classmates and vote quietly. So, we are going to do a vote after you've done your taste test. And you can thumb up if you like it, thumb halfway, it's okay, or thumb down if you didn't like it, no thanks. And it's okay not to like it. But we ask that you use nice words and be respectful. So like we said, no yuck, gross, ooh, things like that. And I want to tell you to be able to try something if you didn't like it, you should try it again. It takes up to 7 times for you to know if you like something or not. So, 7 times you need to try something before you know if you like it. Keep an open mind, because if you've never tried it before, you may actually like it. And we want you to try again. So if it's something that you don't like this month, you may like next month's. So I appreciate you guys doing this with me. Now, for your taste test, you will get something that looks like this. Your cantaloupe cut up into pieces. So you can open up your bag. It might be in cups for you. I don't know how they've prepared it. But what you can do is you can pull out one of your cantaloupe And this is what the inside of it looks like. So this is what you eat. Now, what is the shape of a cantaloupe? Do you remember? It's round like a ball. Very good. Now, what does the outside of it look like? Your teacher probably has one for you guys to view. What color is that? Tan. Yes, very good. Now, how does the outside of it feel? Is it rough, smooth? Rough, yes. It kind of feels like a basketball that you guys probably play with outside at recess or in gym. Now, how does the cantaloupe feel in your mouth? Take a bite of that. Is it smooth or is it rough like the outside? Right, it's smooth. Great job, everybody. Now, does it smell? Does it have a smell? It may not have a smell, or it may smell sweet or like a flower. How does it taste? Yes, it tastes sweet, juicy, soft. Now, we're going to do our voting. Up for yes, you liked it. Side for it's okay, I might try it again. Down, no, I really don't like it, but thank you. Great, those are all great answers. Now for those of you that were down or sideways, remember you need to try it 7 times before you know if you like something or not. So when you guys go home, what are you going to tell your parents? What did we talk about today? Yes, melons, cantaloupes, honeydews, watermelons. Are you going to ask for some? Are you going to ask an adult to help you get some and cut it up for you, ready to eat? Where can you find these in the grocery store? If you said the produce section, you were right. Now, how do cantaloupes grow? Yes, they grow on vines. Great job, everybody. Can you find them just in the grocery store? Where else can you find them? Yes, you can find them at farmers markets, on stands that are on the side of the road where people are selling their produce. I know there's a lot of these stands up around Muscatine, so if you're ever up that way. Now, how are you going to tell your parents what it tasted like? How it felt? Yes, it tasted sweet. The outside tasted like, or felt like a basketball. And the inside was nice and smooth and juicy. So, that is the last of it today that I have for you, but I also want you to know that you guys will be getting take-home sheets. You will get a family newsletter. You will get a fact sheet on cantaloupe. You will get your own coloring sheet. And you will get a bingo card. So if you fill out your September bingo card and you bring it back to your teachers, they will let me know, and at the end of this, probably in May, whoever has at least brought and filled out one bingo card during 1 month will get a prize from me. So those will all be going home that you can talk to your parents about cantaloupe and everything that we talked about today. Thank you guys for joining me for this last half hour. I hope you guys had fun, and I will see you next month with a vegetable. Thanks.